morning. I just dumped my first load of the day. I'm going back to unload the grain cart and haul that in. That'll be load number 2. And then I go back to the farm to get the Kenworth and haul load number 3. And then we start cutting all over again. That's load number 2 in. You guys ever have that feeling that something bad is going to happen that day? I have that feeling pretty hard today, like something bad is going to happen today, and I don't know what it is, and nothing bad has happened, knock on wood, but I just have that feeling something's going to happen today. I don't know what, I don't know when, and I don't know how, and I'm hoping not. Hauling load number 3 right now, and it is looking like rain. Saying it's only a 30% chance of rain, but I'm kind of hoping it rains, because I'm not gonna lie, I could use the nap. You remember when I said something bad was gonna happen? Yeah, the tarp on this truck just tore and started flopping all over the expressway. I had to stop and like roll the tarp up and bungee cord it down, and now I'm gonna get off the expressway and take back roads to the elevator. That truck's out of commission for a little bit. Well, temporarily. I could haul load when I know it's not going to rain, and just drive back roads. Just take a little longer to do it. But I have to get a tarp ordered first thing Monday morning for that thing. I'm back in the saddle again. Now, let this bad boy warm up a bit, and then we can go back to cutting. This field's long enough that basically one pass down I get a full combine load. And it's good corn. That's short corn. Stuff is short, it's still producing 248 bushels per acre. I'll show you when we get to the taller stuff. Now we're getting into some taller stuff, and it's producing 224 bushels per acre. So that just goes to show you that shorter corn can produce better than tall corn. The height doesn't necessarily matter. That, I guess you could take that the wrong way. I mean, you really could. It's true. The length of the corn stalk doesn't matter on the end result. Some of the shorter day corn stalks can produce a better end result. There you go. I'll see myself out. That wind is like ripping out there. I think the cart's full. So now I gotta try and get the tarp over that. I have the truck full, grain cart's full. They're talking a chance of rain tonight, so I'm not going to fill the combine. The problem is with that truck down right now, with no tarp on it, and a chance of rain, I don't have room in the barn right now to fill that truck and park it in the barn. So I'm going to like not fill that truck tonight, which means I'm getting out a little bit early today. Maybe I'll take the wife to dinner. Right now it's 4 o'clock. I noticed there's a low tire on this trailer, so I'm going to go take this back to the farm and air up that trailer tire so I can haul it in the morning. And then I think I'm going to call it an evening. Morning! I forgot my sunglasses. It's going to be a long day without sunglasses. Okay, I am back to the combine. I was engaged in a Book of Faces conversation with another YouTuber in our area. And it's a husband-wife team. They have a great channel. Go check them out. It's Boomers on Two Wheels. Quiet. But Princess, which is Mrs. Boomers on Two Wheels, I guess she's very interested in corn harvest. She's basically wanting to know how corn goes from the field to the truck. And I'm going to try and explain this the best I can. I guess, not to take offense, I'm going to try and dumb this down so a lot of city people can understand this without big confusing words and terms that they don't know. I get it. So as I'm letting the combine warm up, I'm going to explain this, and we're going to go outside and I'm going to show you a few things, but it's very windy outside, so bear with me. I'm going to try and stay behind the combine as much as I can to block the wind, and then I'll explain some stuff in here as well. It's like snowing out right now. Sacrifices I make for YouTube. Okay, our head is what is like a snap roller. Someone's calling me. Don't people know I'm trying to shoot a YouTube video here? Our head is what they call a snap roller. They have cutting heads, but ours is not. And basically what it does is, under here, these rollers are spinning. This spins this way, this one spins this way. These chains are moving backwards. So what it does is it takes a stalk, and we'll take this one, and I'm just going to break it off, maybe. Hang on. Okay, we have our corn stalk with our ear on it. As we're going up a row, what it does is it goes in here just like that. The pinch rollers are turning and it's pulling stalk and everything onto the ground. That's why you see all this on the ground. And what it does is we have deck plates. These are right here are the deck plates. You can open and close the deck plates as you need to. But what it does is the corn goes through here, hits that, and the rollers pull the stalk down. Like so. Just like that. See how the ear stayed right there? These chains take the ear all the way back to the auger, which throws it to the center of the combine, and then it goes into the throat of the combine, which is also called the feeder house. There's a chain right there which is spinning this direction, sucking all those cobs into the throat of the combine. So from the throat, it travels up into what they call a feed accelerator. It's just a drum that spins really fast, which grabs that corn cob and throws it into the machine itself, which then goes into what they call the rotor or the thresher. The rotor spins and it has fingers on it. The fingers are staggered, so it kind of looks like an auger. What it does underneath that rotor is what they call round bar concaves. And they are a 1/2 inch round bar, and they're spaced about 3/4 of an inch apart. maybe ½ inch. So as that rotor's going around, it's beating up that ear of corn and it's knocking all the kernels off of that ear, or that cob, I'm sorry. And then the corn falls through those round bars down into some augers. The cob and leaves and stalks, whatever else makes it into the machine, basically gets augered out towards the back of the machine. The corn kernels fall through the concaves to augers. They're called shoe augers, but they're 4 augers in the bottom of the combine that are about, I don't know, 6 inches, 5 inches. That corn gets augered back to sieves and chafers. They're basically tables that shake, and there's fingers on them. And the fingers, you can open and close the sieves for different widths and height for whatever you're harvesting, whether it be wheat, corn, barley, soybeans, you get it. But you open it up, and that sits there and shakes, and what it does is shakes, the corn falls through that sieve. It's basically like a flour sieve. You put flour in there and you shake it through the screen. Any imperfections or anything that's not supposed to be in that flour gets caught in the screen. Same concept, just way more advanced. Corn falls through, whatever's in there, small pieces of cob, leaves, stalk, whatever, gets shaken back to the back. Corn falls through that sieve down to another sieve, basically, which does the same concept, just catching any smaller stuff that fell through the top sieve. And the bottom of this combine is a V, which goes to an auger, which is down here. All the clean grain, corn, goes down to that auger, which is augered over to this elevator. This is called the clean grain elevator, which then lifts it all the way up to the top to the tank up there. It gets thrown in the grain tank. All the rest of the trash that we don't want gets shaken through back here to the chopper, and the chopper's got knives that spin around, and it just throws everything out the back that we don't want. That's like the way a combine works in a nutshell. Whew. It's warmer in here. Now inside of here, with all these buttons and controls and gadgets and everything else, I can control how wide or small the gap is in the sieves. And I can control my clearance heights for the thrasher. I can control the speed. I can control the fan speed, because there's a big fan in here that blows all the crap to the back of the machine so it gets thrown out. There's a lot to this machine. There always have been. But in a nutshell, that's kind of how a combine works. And it's kind of hard to explain how it works through a YouTube video. I learn by, I'm a hands-on learner. I can read something 100 times in the book, but until I tear it apart and put it back together, I don't comprehend how it works until I can physically tear it apart, put it back together. Then I can tell you exactly how it works. I hope that helped. I kind of confused myself on that one a little bit, so I'm hoping I didn't confuse you guys. But that's kind of how the combine works in a nutshell. All right, now let's fill a truck. I'll turn the head on slow speed so you can kind of see what everything is doing. Huh? And if I had someone here with me, I could have everything, I could walk you around outside the combine with everything working, but there's safety precautions put in place, since your butt has to be in this seat with a pressure switch for everything to work. If I get up, bells and whistles will go off and the whole machine will shut down. Then once you get a full bend, you swing your auger out, turn it on, and it unloads. This hopper here holds between 250 and 300 bushels, depending on how full I fill it. And the semi holds, this semi holds 3 dumps out of the combine. And whenever I take 3 dumps in, it's between 7 to 900 bushels, depending on test weight, things like that. Anything more than 3 semi loads in this truck, or 3 combine loads in this truck doesn't like it. It's a smaller truck, it's smaller motor, smaller everything. It's just not a big truck. So it doesn't like more than 3 combine loads. Otherwise it gets really angry. The Kenworth, on the other hand, that one you can fill right to the gills and she's gonna pull it and be happy. Again, it's a bigger motor, larger frame truck. It's designed for hauling heavy loads. This one's more of a medium duty truck. It likes the lighter loads. But right now, the Kenworth is down until I get a new tarp, or I trust the weather enough to fill it and drive back roads to the elevator. I just did something that I told myself I'd never do again. I ran a 4th load down to the elevator. So we'll see. I got back with the 3rd load. I cut, filled the truck. I looked at the clock and I'm like, it's 2:30. Like, I can run the 4th load. That would put me back by 4:30, 4:45. That'd give me enough time to fill everything up again for the next day. So we'll see if I'm right. I-69 was backed up with traffic. Everybody coming home from up north, I get it. So I thought I'd outsmart the system and get off at Miller Road in Swartz Creek. I'm stuck behind a train now, at a train crossing. And apparently it's been here a while, judging by the amount of cars that are lined up here. That's what I get for trying to outsmart the system. The system always screws you. I have officially been sitting here a half hour, and look, that black car right there, that black tanker train car is the last car of the train. So if it literally would move forward 2 train car lengths, the gates would go up. This is garbage. Finally, I made it back to the field. So now I can fill the semi up, fill the grain cart up, and call it a night. Look at this sky. Try and get out of the dust here. Isn't that gorgeous? Alright guys, I think I'm ending the video here and head home. Oop, I lost my light. Not that you can see me anyway. I'm gonna head home, get some dinner, go to bed. Tomorrow I'm going to take a few hours off in the morning to take the wife to a doctor's appointment, and then we'll see how long that takes. I might go back to farming tomorrow evening. I might just take the day off. I don't know. I haven't taken a day off in, well, tomorrow will be 9 weeks. So it's catching up to me quick. But at any rate, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.